Hi there, everyone. Remember me? Well, I haven't done a video in a very, very long time. I've just been journaling my story and everything that's been going on in my personal life right now. But if you don't know me, I'm Aaron. I'm the founder and CEO of 28 Games. It's a special little thing that I'm been doing for a while now. It deals with GTA 6 as much as it deals with my life and what's going on. And for pre-existing followers, you kind of know the whole deal. But this is just a general update on what things that have been going on, which aren't good, unfortunately. It seems like that's the case a lot of the times, especially after my father died from cardiac arrest, which he did now 6 years ago. It's been 6 years. We just passed the September 13th, just passed the 6 year anniversary of that. And to me, that's absolutely crazy. But yes, I'm founder and CEO of 28 Games. It's my special. It's not a real company, privately traded company, anything like that. It's more of an ambitious thing, to inspire people. That's what it's. Excuse me. Excuse me. That's what it's based on. And the tagline's crazy, ambitious, cleverly historic. Um, but like I said, unfortunately, things aren't good. My mother's mentally ill. She's got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Last time that you saw me put up an update, you saw that I had said that we had a tenant here. Jason E. Says middle initial for his last name. Excuse me. Who got here on July 13th. He moved in here on July 13th, and the reason he did is because at the time we basically needed more money for our bankruptcy. Bankruptcy plan, being able to do that, keep this house because we were in foreclosure. We're not technically kind of still in foreclosure. It's just suspended. There's a bankruptcy plan that's waiting to go into play. It's called being continued for one reason or another. The attorney is working with the trustee, or they're working with the debt collector, in this case real-time resolutions, to get things done. So that's why it keeps getting pushed up. But that's supposed to take place on November 21st. We got a new trustee that's taken over that, so that might be the reason why it was delayed until November 21st. But Jason E. was here to help with money. Now, my mother has very bad psychotic episodes, is also bipolar, and has anxiety, depression. As far as from my observations, looks like she's got paranoid schizophrenia, because she's very paranoid. She has all this stuff. It runs on her side of the family. It's very, very well known. And as far as family's concerned, yeah, might as well add the word division to that, because there's some division in the family now. And this, honestly, it's just another crazy day in the life of my story, my journey, what's going on around me. My mother, who does not want to admit that she has a problem, her mental health isn't good, and she just lies, denies, and deflects it, and does not want to accept responsibility that she has caused 90% or more of the crap that's happened before, including the fact that Jason is no longer here and has got an apartment. So basically she turned on him. She's turned on my Aunt Patty. That's who I talk about a lot. She's turned on her and the whole family, saying they're evil and this and that and everything else. And I will tell you right now, my mother wasn't like this before. A psychic medium came in, brainwashed her, totally destroyed her. She's never been the same. Never been the same since my father died. We argue all the time. Me and her argue all the time. There's a lot of dysfunction. It's not good for my health. It feels like it's raised my blood pressure. I get stress brows. When you get long brows here. My dad told me that. They're called stress brows. You ever get brows up here that are elongated? It's from stress. I've gotten a lot of them, shaved them off. I didn't do that before, but I shave them off now, because I don't like looking at them, because it's just bad. It's just totally, totally bad. And she's working at a nursing home right now. She likes it. She works at two divisions. I call it The first one is called M-Town, which is in the town basically over next to us. I live in a mid-city, but she goes to one branch of this nursing home that's in M-Town. The other branch is in L City, which is the initial for the first name of my city. So when you hear me say L City and M-Town, that's basically the nursing homes that she works at. There's 3 of them she works at too. So, you know, she likes that and all that. It doesn't come without some complaints. You know, she doesn't want me calling my aunt anymore. Basically, she's saying she's threatening to kick me out. She's called me a scumbag and a loser. Granted, I'm 34 years old. That still hurts. And it's uncalled for. And this all stems from her mental health, which isn't good. So she's opened up a whole new can of worms and put herself in a new hole. The last hole she put herself in was when she was fired at St. Francis, the last nursing home she worked at for over a year. Basically, she's saying this, that, and everything else, you know, and people are accusing me of being mentally ill. They're like, yeah, you are mentally ill. You are mentally ill and you don't know it. And that is the bottom line. And it pains my heart and it pains me to say that, you know, but it's true. Okay, this woman is mentally ill. She's not going to ever see it unless courts get involved and a good lawyer, which obviously isn't easy because that's money. And speaking of money, now we're going to have less because she has $400 less a month, which she needed for the bankruptcy and the regular mortgage. And now she's saying that she's turned in. It's a whole. I've heard this every single month. She's turning against God, and that's part of her problem too. This morning for me just wasn't good. You know, I cried a little bit. You know, felt like relief. You know, adults do cry too. It hurts. You know, whenever these things happen, I get blamed for it. And it's not my fault. I sit there and I'm just watching my mother burn her own bridge and not knowing it. And just imagine what it'd be like, okay, to have a family member that you watch sitting there just like killing themselves slowly with their own mental illness. Slowly but surely succumbing to their own mental illness. Whether it be a psychiatric condition, whatever the case may be. This woman needs help. And I feel powerless because I can't do it for her. Because at the end of the day, if you don't accept help yourself, the only way you can do it is get it yourself. Or you don't accept help from someone else, the only thing left to do is to help yourself. And if you can't help yourself, then you know what? You know, it might not be good. But it is 10:38 a.m. here. You know, I'm still doing my whole thing. Like I said, I journal every single day. I've been doing this for over a year now. You know, it plays into the whole GTA 6 thing. You know, we're supposed to be getting Trailer 3 soon. Some people say November. Some people say it's a rumor. It's a whole rumor train, you know, as far as that's concerned. But I'm still following it, supporting, you know, the artists who are doing all these amazing concepts and all that. And I got to bring this up, you know, because it did happen. I signed a monetary agreement, which didn't happen. And I just, again, would like to reiterate to the person who's wrote that up, that is contract fraud. As it stands right now, because it is an unfulfilled contract. I'm just bringing that up, okay? I don't want to argue. I just don't have time for that, because it'll kill me. I don't want to yell. I don't want to scream. I just want to get through days, okay? If any of you are going through this, you don't understand where I'm coming from. And that goes to the very rich higher-ups that may be following me too. Okay? You don't know what I'm going through. People like to say, I know what you understand what you're going through, but they really don't. It's kind of sympathetic terms, sympathetic words. So, you know, it had been a very, very long time since I put out a video, so I wanted to make sure that I did that, kind of brief you on everything that's going on right now. I said it's not good. My mother just keeps putting herself into another hole because of her mental illness, because her mental illness is destroying her. She's a twister that just goes all over the place and twists things up. And then blames it on someone else or me. And she was saying earlier that I put her in psychiatric wards. No. You put yourself in psychiatric wards because you didn't see that you had a problem, and that's why you don't have your daughter anymore. That's why she's in guardianship. And when we were going, I was psioning her, you know, because that's what I say when I drive her anywhere. I was driving her to work. and this did happen, okay? She said, she was all up in a tizzy because my aunt, her sister, I'm Patty, was saying that, that my aunt was saying that my mother said that she wanted to sexually assault my sister. And guess what? That did happen. Not the sexual assault, but mentioning it. Because this was back when she was real bad. I mean, crazy psychotic. Talking to herself. And this is what my aunt said, which I believe her. Is that God said that my mother, it is okay for my mother to go down on my sister. Okay? And that is point blank why my sister is no longer in this house and no longer in my mother's care. But no one knows that. And that's what's miserable for me. I know no one else knows. I got to go around acting like everything's okay with a crimson smile. And just, it's miserable. It's absolutely miserable. You'd have to be around to see, what it's really like. Bottom line is she lost $400 a month. She's upset about herself. She won't admit that, but she is. And is going to blame everyone in between but herself, because that's how she is. And I told her, I said, I told her there was something wrong with her. I said it constructively out of love. She doesn't get it. It's like, how much of this crap has to happen for someone to understand that her mental health isn't good? Apparently for my mother, she's just not going to learn. My dad isn't here anymore, and without him, she lost it. She's never been the same since September 13th, 2019. Granted, it's his birthday month. Would have been 57. His birthday was on October 8th. Doesn't excuse any of this behavior. Doesn't excuse it at all. And that's where I'm at right now. So I'm going to get back on X, your former, Twitter. I'm going to journal like I usually do. I do it every 2 hours. Maybe it doesn't make any sense. Maybe I shouldn't be doing it. But you know what? I sure as hell got a hell of a thing going. So I appreciate your time reading it and listening to this. I want you to all have a great day and stay safe, as I normally say, and hug your loved ones, because it's just a crazy world. It's getting crazier out there, and what happened with Charlie Kirk's obviously an example of that. Cross your fingers that a major miracle happens, because I sure need one. Alright, you all take care of yourselves, and I'll be in touch. I'm Aaron, founder and CEO of 28 Games. Crazy, ambitious, and cleverly historic. And as I said, be safe. Take care. Bye-bye. Well, okay, I got one more thing. It's not really too much of a big deal. I think I've been talking to someone, I think I've been snubbed or ghosted. Yeah, that hurts. A girl from Ireland. Very nice person. Seemed like she was a very nice person. Talked to her about things that have been going on. She's very sympathetic. Saying blessings and all that. And then just gotta stop talking to me. It hurt. It's life. My dad got through some crazy things, and I know because he did, I will too. Alright. Take care. I'll see you around. Bye-bye.